Finally, it's over.
Thanks for sticking with us on all those technical difficulties, and we apologize for it. Thanks for sticking in there. I know you guys probably have some questions for Quinton, so I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to open it up right away for you guys to talk to Quinton.
Hello.
Any questions?
Any questions? Don't all ask at once.
There we go.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, you had it. Pedoni right there.
Pops.
Quinton, tell them the real story, what happened when they backed that linebacker all the way over the fence. What was it really supposed to be?
Oh, okay. that was actually, this is pretty loud. That was actually the real story. What happened? The guy was actually, antagonizing him like he was, but Michael on one play grabbed the guy and he ran him, knocking down their whole defensive line, pushed them off to the sideline and slammed them through their team's Gatorade table. And then the whole team jumped on them, and then the Wingate ran over there, and it was like a big collide. Everybody, bodies flying everywhere, just tackling. So it was a rumble. I wanted to shoot that scene, but they was like, nah, it's too violent, and it's a family movie. So I was like, okay. That was really
Hollywood. You're so silly. I know Miss Jennifer here has a question.
Quentin, I want to ask you, was that your first movie you'd been in, or several, and how did you get into acting?
Cool. It was my fourth movie. It was just my first lead role. My first movie was a movie called Be Kind Rewind. I shot in 2006 with Jack Black and Mos Def and Danny Glover. That was a fun one. I was supposed to work one day on there, and the guys loved me. And at lunchtime, Jack Black and the director came to me and asked me how would I like to be a part of the film from here on out. And so I wound up working on it for like a month. I was added to the gang of troublemakers and stuff, so it was pretty cool. I got into acting when I was in school. I've always wanted to be an actor. And when I was younger, my mom used to think I was talking to myself as a kid. She thought I had like a imaginary friend. Yeah, because she always walked past my room and hear me talking and nobody talking back. So she thought, oh, my baby crazy. And I just be in the room, I'll have the TV on, but I could never find a remote, so I didn't know how to turn it up. And so we had subtitles on the TV, and I would just be reading what's on the television, and that's how she found out I know how to read. But yet alone, I was acting out the characters on the movies that I was watching. So when I got in school, I just started taking drama, and I was involved in plays, and then I got in plays with my church, and then kept going.
Right over here.
Well, no, honestly, I read the script. I thought I was going to have to do that. And when I met with the director, after meeting, we spoke for 45 minutes and everything. It was just getting to know each other. He told me that he didn't want me to meet Michael because Michael Orr today is not like Michael Orr when he wanted me to play him. He said he's more outgoing. He's more, he's not shy. He's not closed off. He's a people person now, and they didn't want me to try and, pretend to be him as I met him. So I didn't meet Michael Orr until April 2013. We did a autograph signing in Chicago. And so, but pretty much the character I pulled from my own, life experiences to kind of channel that emotion for those scenes, and I was being myself. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much.
Did you end up creating a personal connection with the kid Jay, who played SJ?
I did, actually. It's funny how you see us on screen, that's how we are in real life. He's like my little brother. He actually just came to my last birthday. We had it in Atlanta. He came and hung out. Him and his father came out. He's 17 now. I just turned 30 in August, and he came to my birthday party. It was cool. He's like the only kid in the party, a bunch of adults and stuff.
So how did they find you again? There's not a whole lot of 6'8", 290-pound actors out there.
Who's saying that?
Right here.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I mean,
I know,
you're
right?
not the prototypical actor.
It's actually pretty cool. I like that fact, but then I don't, because what I like about it is that it's not much competition. So when that role comes up, it's like I pretty much got it, you know. You know, but at the same time, not many roles come up like that. So it's like, guys, I'm still acting. Anything, you know, but I mean, it's a challenge, you know. It's trying to get people to think outside the box. So now I actually started creating projects for myself, and you know, I have a team of people, which is Eric, one of my best friends and producing partners. We actually have a slate of films together that we're developing, you know, for that reason, you know, being 6'8" and larger than life. I'm like a modern day giant, and it's not much stuff for me, so I'm creating content that I can be in, and my friends are constantly putting me in stuff that they're doing, which is keeping me working. So I've been kind of representing myself over the past 5 years, which is awesome.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Annie.
No, I played 1 year in high school, and then I played a year semi-pro, and I was actually almost drafted by the Giants, but it was funny. I spoke to the scout. I don't remember his name, but he was a scout for the New York Giants, and he told me he liked my game. He liked how I played, my quickness, and you know, that I was tough and strong and stuff, but. He said, how much do you run? I said, I don't like running. Well, I don't really like running that much. I mean, I can run, but I don't like running. He goes, well, if you ever get to the point where you can run 2 miles nonstop, give me a call, and he gave me his card. I was like, yep, that's not gonna happen.
I'll call you never.
I was like, I will call you.
If.
Never made that call.
Yeah.
The most I've ever ran nonstop was about a mile, close to a mile and a half. And that was through training for Blindside. I was actually proud of myself. I was like, what? When I stopped, I almost died, though. I passed out. I was like, oxygen.
Guess I'm not gonna make that call.
Exactly.
But you're doing a lot of other stuff. You've kind of curl-tailed this into a foundation. And
I did. You know, it's funny. After the movie, I was getting asked to come and speak at different engagements, and I was kind of, at first, I was wondering who put out an ad of me being a public speaker, because I was like, what, me? Why? I'm shy. I want to speak to a bunch of people. Why? What I got to talk about? So, but I started doing it, and I spoke for this organization called Beating the Odds, which was basically a foundation. They had a student mentoring program called Quarterbacks of Life, and it was successful men and women in different fields of, you know, whatever, the entertainment or, you know, doctor, Air Force. And these are people who had to overcome, you know, major adversity in their life to still become what they want, and they beat those odds to do it no matter how much life told them they couldn't. And so I spoke with this I spoke on behalf of this foundation. We traveled to a lot of places, Pittsburgh, you know, a lot of places in the U.S., California, Texas, and it was cool because the majority of our crowds was kids. And I found that the more I went and spoke, kids would approach me and ask me if I ever were bullied, and how did I deal with it, or how did I get through it, you know, feeling like, you know, an outcast, or, you know, feeling like I didn't belong. And I would, you know, give them advice based off the fact that I was bullied when I was a kid. I was in elementary school. I was tiny. I was a little tall, but I was skinny, lanky. I had a big forehead, big bifocal lens glasses, and crooked teeth. So I kept my crooked teeth so that the kids that bullied me back in the day know it's me today, and they can't try that. So I'm like, yeah, see these teeth? Think back. You used to beat me up when we was younger. It ain't gonna happen today. You know? So, but it's, I met this guy, David Tyler, who he lives in Tampa. He's actually my executive director of my foundation. At the time, he was running Danny Glover's foundation, and he asked me at an event, had I ever thought of starting my own? And I was like, no, actually, I haven't. And he was like, well, it's real easy. If you ever want to, I can help you set it up. And then he was like, what would it be about? And I said, bullying. It was the first thing that popped in my head. And he said, why bullying? And I said, because, well, I was bullied a lot as a child. I got chased home from school almost every day. I got beat up. I got beat up by a girl one time. I was in the 3rd grade. Wasn't my happiest moment. Kind of hurt. I think that was my worst beat down. And it wasn't just because it was a girl, it was just because of how strong she was. Like, she beat me
She
good.
beat you like a man, huh?
Yeah. I think she was a linebacker. She messed me up, you know. But it was one of those things where I said, just looking at today, bullying has evolved into something that's becoming horrific because kids are ending their lives as an account of being picked on. I'm like, I was picked on and beat up growing up, but I never wanted to kill myself, you know. But the fact of the matter is it's happening today. So I started my foundation in hopes to try and change that. And just by, you know, doing something as simple as getting everyone involved in the matter. You know, it's something that people overlook because they don't feel it's such a big deal. But when you know, God forbid, your kid is going through something and they don't want to tell you, and you don't find out until they're no longer here to talk about it, that's, you know, a horrific thing to even think about, but it's happening. And so my foundation has been around for a couple years now. I just named it after myself. It's the Quinton Aaron Foundation, and we are, you know, trying to raise awareness how we can. We're trying to create programs within the schools. We're talking to, you know, school superintendents of school districts. We're talking to mayors. We're talking to county commissioners, and trying to get everyone on board, even parents, and have them more involved. When I was in school, you know, and my mom found out I was getting bullied, she would just like randomly drop by the school, and she had my whole class on chat. Like she show up to the class, you think everybody mama in there, because they all straighten up. You throwing papers like, Miss Aaron's here. Hi, Miss Aaron. No, my mom ain't play, but you know, it's one of those things where we just want to get more people involved, and to do that, we're trying to raise awareness. Eric is actually real big on bullying as well, and he's one of the directors on my foundation, and he has his own anti-bullying campaign called I Got Your Back, and I'm, you know, one of the ambassadors of his campaign as well. And we've over the past 5 years traveled, you know, all over the country and spoke to thousands of kids, and you know, the outreach has been tremendous, and we're doing a lot more. We actually have a fundraiser that we're doing right now with Harley Davidson. They gave us a 2015 Harley Davidson Street Glide. It's a real dope motorcycle that we're auctioning off for $20 tickets to raise money. We're throwing a gala in October, which is National Bully Month, and a concert in Tampa, and we're, you know, trying to raise money to put that together and looking for sponsors. So I actually have tickets with me today, if anybody wants to, you know, look out and support. And you know, whatever else you want to talk about.
Well, Eric, why don't you talk about your foundation and how you guys met up and how that came together and where you guys are taking the film stuff?
My foundation is, my organization is called I Got Your Back. It's an anti-bullying program that I started 6 years ago. I met Quinton 5 years ago. We both were asked to speak at the International Peachtree Film Festival in Atlanta. And we met. We were speaking on separate panels, and I was there promoting my movie that I had just done with Christian Slater called Love Lies Bleeding with Christian and Jenna Dewan. And he obviously was there because of The Blind Side. And we met, and we got invited to Ludacris's restaurant for a party. It was actually a private dinner. Yeah. And we ended up at the restaurant. They shut the restaurant down for us, and we ate all night. And then after, Quinton and I went out and hung out at another after party, and the rest, as they say, is history. We realized that we both had a lot in common in terms of our film background and the way we grew up. So right after that, I got booked to speak in Dallas, and I was talking to my manager about it, and I said, look, I would love to invite Quinton. And we spoke to the promoters, and the promoters were like, yeah, absolutely, we'd love to have him. So Quinton and I went out and spoke at 3 different high schools in Dallas. It was well over 10,000 students. Yeah. Then we went to a football game and got announced at the football game. And after that, the chemistry between us was so good, and the kids loved us, so we continued that path. And I would say, honestly, over the past 5 years, we've probably spoken to about 2 million students nationwide. It's more than a couple thousand.
I didn't do the math correctly. I forgot to, divide and
Divide, carry the zero.
But since then, Quinton and I we've done appearances together at the Super Bowl. We're getting ready to go on a couple trips. We're going to Malaysia, Jakarta, and Indonesia. And we have several other events coming up. Quinton and I are shooting a movie together called Money is King that I'm actually directing. Right after that, we're shooting another film in Atlanta called Whistleblowers, and we are currently in development of a new film that he's doing. So we've got quite a few projects coming up, and it's funny because we've grown to be so close, and everybody's always asking me, like, what's it like hanging out with Quinton? And Quinton's one of those people. I mean, we both could tell you story after story after story about certain celebrities that we've hung out with and that we've met, but I think the reason him and I get along so well is because we don't, I'm a very humble guy, and he's a very humble guy. And in this business, a lot of times you meet people who don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to help you succeed because they're afraid that you're going to get bigger than them. And, I learned a long time ago that, no matter what, that I have my own path and he has his own path. Right now I'm shooting Better Call Saul, which is, for all practical purposes, one of the #1 shows on network television right now. Next season I'll be on Walking Dead. Quinton has got 4 movies coming out this next year. We're both going to be back here, God willing, in November, December, to shoot An American in Texas with Anthony. So, but in between that, our main goal is to spread awareness and be the voice for those who don't have a voice. And we both love the platforms that we have, and we enjoy what we do. So, like he said, we brought these raffle tickets, and we counted them out. I had thought we had more, but we brought 27 tickets. I see more than 27 people in this room. They're only $20 a piece. Please support. Enter to win a chance, for a chance to win a Harley. But please support. I mean, like Quinton said, just in the past 2 days that I've been here, I've probably gotten 6 text messages from people around the country, 3 children who have committed suicide in the past week because of bullying, and 3 other children who ended up in the hospital as a result of beatings from around the country. And it's just atrocious. And anything that we can do to help support and, show that, we stand in numbers, there's strength in numbers for these children, I think we should do.
Absolutely. So they'll be in the lobby with the tickets up until, 5 o'clock, I guess. We've got till the next screening, so if you guys would please support the cause. Obviously, bullying is something that's really it's gone to a whole new level, like Eric said. It's something that we should all try to support and get behind this cause and help these guys out, to help
Also-
these kids.
Also,
All right.
let me throw
Go
in
ahead,
quick.
go ahead.
Sorry. I just want to say too, I know, not everyone's a bike rider, and it's a raffle for a motorcycle. Provided the winner isn't a bike rider, it'll be a cash prize instead of the motorcycle. So it's still a good reason to, support. You'll still get something out of it. You're not, yay, I won a motorcycle. I'm never gonna ride this. Like, we'll hook you up. We'll hook you up.
Or you could turn around and sell the bike for cash.
That's what I'll keep the bike. I'll pay you something, or
Don't sell yourself too short just yet.
I might just sell the bike and then pay you out of that. Because I'm not a rider yet. Anyway,
I'd like to see you on a Harley.
might be fun.
They made that big bike for Shaq. They'd have to custom make you one.
Yeah,
You
they-
look like one of the McGuire twins on one of the little.
The Harley
mopeds.
Harley actually wants to custom make me a bike.
They
'cause
should be doing that.
They're gonna give me free lessons too.
should
I'm
do that
like
right now.
scared. Exactly. Yep.
I
But
s- I saw someone pop their hand up. Let's get one more question, and we got a little extra time now that we moved that screening across the street.
Hi. First of all, the bullying issue is, of course, worldwide. You hear so much about the kid on kid, the teen on teen bullying. What kind of situations have you dealt with as far as adult versus child bullying? Not parent abuse, child abuse, but like a teacher or someone of authority like that bullying a teenager in school. For example, the ideal thing for you, Mr. Aaron, everybody expects you that you're going to be, you walk through the doors and the coaches see you, you're on my team. You wanted to do drama. So you have, how do you deal with the perception that, this coach is, come on. You don't want to do this, you don't want to do this. And basically deflating a kid's dream of doing what they want to do. I see this as a problem as well as the kid-on-kid bullying as well. I see the adult authoritative figures as bullying too.
well, yeah, it's a huge issue. I mean, that happened to me in school. When I played football in high school, it wasn't because I wanted to. It was because I was constantly being told by everybody, play. And it was like, it got to the point I was like, all right already, I'll try out. I don't even know if I'm good, but let's go, But yeah, no, that does happen. I think, adults do have major influence over kids, but one of the things I always tell kids is, you have all the power to do what you want, regardless of what people say. And, as long as your parents are backing you, your child and your parents are backing you, it doesn't matter what, the adults say. You should be playing football. Do you know if I can play football? Do you know if I know what that is? How do you feel I should play it because of the size I am? Do you know my medical background? Do you know my medical history? I have a bum knee. Am I good on a football field? It's things like that where, sometimes people have this one-track mind, and it's just based off of what they want, and so they're gonna try and manipulate and force you into doing what they want you to do. But if you're someone who has your head on straight, you know what you want, you can't let anyone deter you from doing what you want to do. They can make suggestions. Yeah, play football. You got to play this. You don't want to do that. How do you know I don't want to do that? I actually do want to do that. I'm pretty good at it. Come to my play, you'll see.
Yeah, I think that, not to interrupt, but I think that what it comes down to is just basic communication. Just communicate. One of the questions we get asked all the time from parents is, how do we know if my son or daughter is being bullied? Talk to your kids. Talk to your kids.
Exactly.
You should know what your kids are doing all the time. I talk to so many, we both do, we talk to so many kids all over the country who say, I don't see my mom and dad till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night when they get home from work. And then by the time they get home, I'm in bed. And by the time I wake up, they're gone. I haven't had a conversation with my mom in 2 weeks because she works 2 jobs. Or I haven't had a conversation with my dad because, on the weekends he's doing his own thing. Like, talk to your kids. Talk to children, period. The communication, that's the biggest problem. There's no communication. You don't know if a child wants to do anything or not because you don't talk to him. You just assume that because of his size, they should do it. And, I have 3 boys, and all 3 of my boys are wrestlers and boxers. Well, my youngest one is wanting to be, but, it wasn't because I pushed him into it. I talked to them, and I wanted to make sure it's really what they want to do. And every day, no matter where I'm at, just now Anthony came back there to talk with us, and I'm on my headpiece. My son's wrestling in Colorado in the Nationals, and I'm on my phone with him, coaching him, and wanting to know what he did from the moment he woke up to the moment he got to the tournament. It's important. So communication is the key across the board. Don't let an opportunity slide by. Don't ever be too busy to talk to your kids.
All right, that's it. Thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks, Quinton. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys coming and.
We'll have the tickets outside.
Yeah, we'll have the tickets right there at the T-shirt table. So if you're interested, and I hope you are, in supporting this, meet them out there right now at the T-shirt thing, and let's get some tickets sold. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Quinton, thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks, Eric.